Water and water alone will supply what the body needs. Many are sick purely because of dehydration. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a not negotiable thing.
In this video, we have summarized 3 rules to drink water correctly by one and only Barbara O'Neill. First, we will learn why we need to drink water scientifically, followed by when we should drink water, and the last part will be focused on how much water we should drink a day, so stay tuned until the very end to learn new things.
And why should we be drinking water? A man said to me, everyone tells me to drink water, you told me why. So let me tell you why. So let's have a look at water loss in a day. So from the kidneys, we have 1.5 litre loss in a day. From the colon, we have 0.3 of a litre loss in the day. From the lungs, we have a 0.2 of a litre loss. And what's a surprise to most is from the skin, we have a 0.5 of a litre loss. So that's 2.5 litre loss, so litre loss in a 24-hour period. We need to be replacing 2 litres quarts of water. Well, what about the other? So you see, your fruits and vegetables also supply some fluid, but we need to have at least 2 litres of pure water a day. How many adults get up in the morning, first thing they have is, say, orange juice and a cup of coffee? Isn't that the traditional breakfast fluids? And what are they doing when they have their orange juice and their cup of coffee? They're thirsty, they're trying to hydrate, but neither will hydrate them. How clean would your body be if you washed it in orange juice? How clean would your body be if you washed it in a cup of coffee? Water and water alone will supply what the body needs.
Dr. Barbara O'Neill references Dr. Faridun Batmangalij, an Iranian doctor who strongly believed that dehydration is the root cause of many diseases. She shares a fascinating story from his life when he was imprisoned in a political jail. As the only doctor among the prisoners, his fellow inmates frequently turned to him for help. Lacking access to medicine, he had nothing to offer but a simple glass of water. The prisoners, assuming he had treated the water in some way because he was a doctor, kept returning every 15 minutes seeking relief. Remarkably, Dr. Batmangalij observed that these individuals began to recover purely by staying hydrated. This eye-opening experience inspired him to delve deeper into the critical role of water in health, ultimately leading him to author several books emphasizing its importance.
And what he found was the first place that water is lost is the stomach. Because lining our stomach, we have a thick mucosa lining, and in that thick mucosa lining is sodium bicarbonate. And that sodium bicarbonate is in the stomach lining, so that if any stomach acid tries to go through, it's immediately negated or neutralized, so that the hydrochloric acid doesn't eat out our stomach. But one of the first places that water is taken from in dehydration is the lining of the stomach. And so when someone is dehydrated, they can have a very thin stomach lining. And when there's a very thin stomach lining, there's no sodium bicarbonate in there. And so the stomach acid can easily start to eat its way through. And then because there's damage, our body's own microorganisms change roles and become the clean-up team. Remember Monday, where we looked at the cycle of life? And they change roles and become the clean-up team. Remember what its name is? Bacteria. And they've given them a name in the stomach. It's called Helicobacter. You've heard of it? Yes. Helicobacter pylori. Helicobacter pylori is blamed for stomach ulcers. Students, what's the cause of stomach ulcers? Well, the number one, it's actually dehydration. And Dr. B claimed that at the writing of his book to have cured 3,000 cases of stomach ulcer with water alone. Dr. B's book, One of the Body's Many Cries for Water, it actually explains why all of these ailments are happening. The other title to his book is, he's not sick, he's thirsty. The other title to his book is, subtitle, Don't Treat Thirst with Medications. Because when you do take medications, what does that do to your hydration status? lessens it even more. I know as a psychiatric nurse, you'd be talking to the patients and you can tell their mouth is dry. Our brain is 85% water. From the neck down, we're 75% water. Our brain is a hydroelectric system. No hydro, no electricity. A person can actually develop negative thought patterns in a dehydrated brain.
Our body needs water because it is essential for nearly all its functions. Water helps regulate body temperature, aids digestion, transports nutrients, removes waste, lubricates joints, and supports brain function. Every cell, tissue, and organ in our body relies on water to work properly, making it crucial for overall health and well-being. As we now know its importance, it's time to learn when it is better to drink water.
When we had a guy come, he was from South Africa, he was early 50s. He had a great big smile on his face. I said, "You've got something to tell me, haven't you?" He said, "Yes, I've had no stomach pain for 2 days, first time in 25 years. I said, "That's great news, Paul." He said, "But I've got more news." And this is what excited me even more. He said, "I've worked it out." I said, "What was the cause, Paul?" He said, "I was drinking a litre of water with every meal." So every meal, he's watering down his hydrochloric acid. Did you know that hydrochloric acid is antibacterial, antifungal? So if your hydrochloric acid's strong, Helicobacter pylori can't survive in the stomach because hydrochloric acid is antibacterial. I want to show you what's happening, and he's drinking nothing between meals. So every meal when he sat to 8, he's dehydrated, no stomach lining. So let's have a look at what's happening. So here's Helicobacter pylori just doing its job, and by the way, every month when the antibiotic comes in, it kills the Helicobacter pylori off, but because the damage is still there, more Helicobacter pylori comes along to clean it up. See, if you don't turn the tap off, you're still going to be mopping up. When he sits to eat, hydrochloric acid's released, and hydrochloric acid is just about to come down and wipe out Helicobacter pylori. And then what does the man do? Has a great big drink of water. What does that do to hydrochloric acid? We all remember from chemistry days, water dilutes acid. Helicobacter pylori goes, "Whew, that was close, chomp, chomp, chomp." He learnt the importance of drinking between meals and not with meals. And you've probably noticed yourself, if you sit to your meal hydrated, you don't need to drink. A glass of water, half an hour before the meal, the first thing it'll do is it'll thicken that mucosa lining on the stomach.
How much water you should drink a day?
So here's the rule of thumb. So 50 pound body weight for 1 quart or 1 litre. So that means if someone is 100 pound, they should be having 2 quarts a day. And I guess someone gets very concerned if they're 200 pound. Does that mean I've got to drink 3 quarts a day? That's a good incentive for weight loss. And if someone's only drinking 2 glasses of water a day and they're 200 pound, they can get very discouraged at that news. So you know what I say, Rome wasn't built in a day. You just start little by little by little to drink more.